The next keynote will be about how to gate to web3, and it will be held by Stefan Schmitt.
Hey guys, it's my pleasure being here. Thank you very much. Stefan Schmitt from Blockdaemon, and I want to talk about access to Web3 and yields, or what we do at Blockdaemon in just a bit. However, I have one question first. It's great seeing so many people in person. And so my first question would be, please raise your hands if you have heard of Blockdaemon before this conference, just out of curiosity. Okay, I can say this is a better outcome than maybe expected. We are still somewhat undercover. I think our service is not one that grabs a lot of attention, but that is really important nonetheless. Second question would be, who of you is actually actively using our service? Okay, this is also something I expected, and actually a lot of you might be wrong, because as said, we are not the attention-grabbing service, but running more or less undercover. And so I want to talk about what we do, why we are here, have you learn about us, but also after this, learn about your project, see how we can actually help you, see how we can stay and become an even better actor in the Cosmos ecosystem. So, access to Web3 and yields, I would say, is a really fancy way of saying what we actually do. We run nodes, meaning RPC nodes, full nodes. We give people access to blockchains to do whatever they want to do with it. Pull data, send transactions, build their projects on top of these nodes. We are running the underlying infrastructure for a lot of cool projects and enable developers of startups to connect to RPC endpoints. We help startups, projects that are growing to run their infrastructure in a way that it's performant, that they can really rely on it, that their service is up 24/7. This is one side of it. This is the access side, the access to the Web3. And obviously yields, I don't have to explain staking here. It's basically this trade offer. Someone offers security for yields. And this is also what we do. And looking at the numbers, you can see we've grown quite a bit. So I want to say 1.5 years ago, we were around 20, 25 people. And now we are 10 times that, and probably getting close to 300 soon. So we might not be the typical company or project that is speaking here, Might seem like we're not the typical cosmonaut. We are not building on top of Cosmos SDK Tendermint. We are actually enabling others to build on top of it without worrying about running nodes, right? And also another reason why we might not see like, your typical project is we are Cosmos agnostic. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but we support 40 plus blockchain protocols. Meaning, obviously all the big ones, but also we have reached a critical stage now, I would say, where we don't have to support only the Polkadots, Cardanos, and so on, the really huge protocols, but where we have a lot of freedom to do research, to find out, to figure out, which are the protocols we believe in, what is actually cool stuff, where can we help, what can we support. And this is part of the reason why we are here, because as said, we might look like the big company now that does a lot of corporate decision-making, but this is actually not the case. For example, we have Jan here. Jan is part of our protocol research team. This is like, I think, 5, 6, 7 people now, and we're looking for more. And like their job all day is read white papers, talk to projects, talk to foundations, look into proposals, discuss, hey, what should we vote for, what is best for the ecosystem, and helping us decide which are the protocols we want to support. So this is part of the reason why we're here. So if you are part of the Cosmos ecosystem, please talk to us. We want to learn more about your project. We want to see how we can support you. But also, for example, we have Jer here, who is our Tendermint squad lead. By the way, we are actively hiring. And so we are looking to get more and more talent in the Tendermint, with Tendermint skills to build more cool stuff, to support more projects, and to figure out what we can do besides just running nodes. But yeah, and I guess the numbers more or less speak for themselves. We're a big provider for blockchain infrastructure, the biggest for institutional business, I guess, but I think this is not what most of you are here for. Let's go to the next. Oh, this was too fast. And just some logos, and they're really small, I can see that. But I think what is somewhat exciting about Blockdaemon is when we started out, we got backed by a lot of crypto funds, obviously, and they are easy to spot. Everything with coin or block in it is apparently crypto. But also the idea behind Blockdaemon is obviously to make it easier for developers, to connect to blockchains to run infrastructure, to take some of the pain they might have away. But also our mission is to enable basically everyone to access Web3, everyone to connect with blockchains. And this is exactly why the company was founded in 2017, because during this hype phase, when a lot of money went into crypto, when a lot of attention was on it, our founder, who's a German living in the US now, Konstantin, who's been working his whole life in tech and telco, figured out, a lot of these services are not stable. They are going down all the time. They can't handle the massive requests that come in with the attention. And so if the first step already is hard to achieve, right? Running your service in a manner that it is available all the time, performant, if that is already is a hurdle, how can we expect mass adoption? And so this is what we're here for. We want to bring as many people or make it as easy for developers that are maybe not crypto native to get into this space and contribute and build cool stuff, to grow the ecosystem and have more attention on crypto, what you do, what everyone wants to achieve. And I think this is reflected perfectly also in the companies that invested in Blockdaemon, which is now also some of the largest banks of the world, normal VCs. And I know this might not, for this audience especially, this might not sound too exciting. Personally, I have my doubts when it comes to VC-backed blockchains, but this is just a personal comment. Then again, it shows that the crypto system gets more and more attention, and we're excited to see where these guys are going and enable them. And so, I talked about it already. This is basically what we do. On the left, you have the access side. We can run dedicated nodes. We have a multi-tenant system and an API. And basically, if you want it for 15 protocols, you can basically connect with a few clicks, use the API for free, I think for the first 500K calls a month. By the way, also on Cosmos, or staking. And these are some of the protocols we support. And as I mentioned, of course, as a company, we had to support the big protocols first. So stuff like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and so on. But you can also see we have Cosmos here, but we are already supporting some of the Cosmos ecosystem stuff, like Juno and Osmosis was added. And this was also not a corporate decision. This is actually 2-3 of our engineers being massive fans of Cosmos. Early stakers that run our Cosmos validator 3 years ago and still do, and they said, hey, we need to support Juno, we need to support Osmosis. And so this is some of the stuff we do, and we want to add more. For staking, I'm just going to skip that. You guys know what staking is, but I think it's important to say we don't just do staking, but we do a lot of extra stuff on top of it. So for staking, some investors, there's risk of slashing, and which I guess keeps a lot of people from running their own validators, but also being a little hesitant going on in, especially the institutional money. And for them, we offer a slashing guarantee. We work with a lot of custodians, wallet providers of all sorts, and we also offer reporting because and this might actually be a pain for a lot of you as well. How do you actually do tax on crypto? How do you get your data? So this is stuff we do in the space. But really, I'm here to talk about not all that stuff that probably a lot of you are not, we're here at the Cosmos conference, not interested in, but actually what we do in the Cosmoverse. And obviously, we've started our journey with both Cosmos, Atom, and Terra Luna, protocols that we have supported for quite a while now. And obviously, what happened to Terra in the last 7, 8, 9 days also hit us. I want to say we're terribly sorry to what happened. And we hope to be able to help in any way, shape, or form. As said, we're looking for a lot of Tendermint experts, so if someone basically lost their job and is looking for an opportunity, talk to us, see if this is a fit for you. But also after that, I want to say we were one of the very early validators in Cosmos, so probably 3 years ago. We have, of course, RPC access through dedicated nodes, but also through the API, which you could create an API key for free in 5 seconds, sign up, use it, connect to it, build on it. Especially, if you want to test something out, instead of using a public endpoint, you can use our system as well, which should be performant all the time and not go down, which, most public endpoints are great as well. Don't get me wrong there. We are big fans of Osmosis. I have to say I'm not an engineer, so I have a lot of respect for the audience here. I learned a lot today. Some of the presentations went a bit over my head, but personally I'm also a big Osmo fan and of other protocols. And so I think it's pretty cool that not only do we run validator nodes and RPC nodes, but also just very recently we provided some seed nodes for the community because we were made aware, hey, there's only a few. Would be great if you can help. And so, some of the people that are actually here sat down and said, hey, this is actually what we should do. Let's just run these and, try to be a good actor, try to help out the community. And also, what we just recently added, and the same way is, hey, why don't we have like the auto-compounding functionality? Let's add restake, and this is exactly what we did. Also, an effort of some of the engineers that just care about the ecosystem and wanted to get it done. The same is true for Juno. Just recently added a validator, added RPC access as well. And obviously, the cool thing about the Cosmos ecosystem, and part of the reason why we are here as well, is that, and again, not me quoting the engineers, once I guess you understand and are an expert in Tendermint, you can add new projects fairly easily. And so we do our due diligence. We don't just randomly want to support everything, but certainly I can say we want to support more. We want to add support for more of these protocols and figure out how we can do more than just run a validator and try to make money of it, but also how can we give back to the community and help you build stable, robust products that can scale and get a lot of attraction. And lastly, we've seen the presentation of FMOS just like 2-3 hours ago. We are one of the, I want to say from an infrastructure side, one of the key supporters of FMOS. We run a massive RPC cluster for them. For the endpoints that you can use. And it has been a joy working with the team behind it. We're a Genesis validator. We have done a lot of testing, providing feedback, and being just in very active conversations. And this is actually how we want to do it at Blockdaemon. We don't just want to add support and grab some money, extract some value out of it, and then run away. We want to get involved in projects as early as possible. Best would be in the testnet phase. Provide infrastructure really early on, learn about the protocols, learn about the mistakes you can make to ensure once it's on mainnet, once it gets traction, once people have to trust that these nodes don't go down, that they are performant, that we have as much knowledge and experience with the protocol as possible to provide the best service possible and have other projects trust us running their infrastructure. And so, oh, wrong button. So I'm going to say we also have some plans for Cosmos. Obviously, one person in our research team, I think, has been looking into IBC at least for the past month, more or less full time. We're looking into running an IBC relayer. We are exploring Horcrux for MPC. And this is something that is already in the past, but I put it there as well because it didn't fit the other slide. We would on Axelar and also some other proposals to become the ETH bridge for Osmosis. As said, we do our due diligence. We don't just randomly vote on stuff. We look into proposals, have our research team discuss what would be best, and then come to a decision. We're planning to support other projects like Axelar, Persistence, and so on. Like we're running test nodes already, and look what else we can do. And so what I can certainly say is we continuously look into growing our protocol support, obviously not only for Cosmos, the Cosmos universe, but also for other products, but especially here. And so I want to say, if you're a builder, if you're looking for a new challenge, if you think, even though we're getting bigger and bigger, maybe a bit corporate, we have a cool approach about things, come talk to us. We have 2-3 open positions for Tendermint experts, for engineers, for people deeply involved in the community. And you'll play an active part in shaping what we actually do. And if you're a protocol, a project, if you're building on top of Cosmos, also talk to us. Maybe we can help you. Maybe we can help you build your project, be a node provider to your community, make it easy for devs to interact with your blockchain. This is what we're here for. And with that, thank you. I almost needed my 15 minutes, but if you have some questions, please go.
Thank you, Stefan. Yeah, we actually have time for 2 more questions, cool. If you don't mind. So the very first question is, do you think it will be harder to onboard more people to Web3 during a bear market?
I certainly think so. I think right now we have a time And I think this is what everyone will say now. It's like heads down and build. I think it was like this during 2017, 18, 19 as well, or not 17, but the time after. I think right now, especially what happened, to Terra, is the time to build robust products, see that everything is built in a reliable, secure manner, and then again attract people. Like someone said previously, I think Terra and UST lost a lot of, or made us lose a lot of investor money or institutional money as well as retail trust. But I'm sure we will get there. However, for now, I guess build good products and gain the trust and attention back again.
Last questions. The other questions can be asked on ground, I guess. Is I don't want to contribute to DPS, but 35,000 nodes deployed and managed by one company. Isn't this Web 2?
Yeah, I can see that. Actually, I didn't hear the term DPS before today, or I thought it was like damage per second, but now I know what it's supposed to mean. I can see that. To be frank, a lot of you guys are developers, engineers here. The 35,000 nodes doesn't really mean machines, and a lot of them, to be frank, are ETH2 validators. I can still see that this might not sound very decentralized. I guess it really depends on how you personally want to view the topic. I would say we never hold the tokens. We are not really in control of what happens. But it's true, we are a single company running a lot of nodes, which, like by definition, is not decentralized. However, we try to do so in a responsible fashion. We offer you access to a lot of different data center providers. So I guess the question is always, how do you define decentralization? I would say if you look at protocols, if you look at validators, a lot of stuff is run on like GCP and AWS, most of the blockchains probably. So this is also not decentralized. Really depends on your definition, but we're happy to discuss it. And also hear what you think, how we could maybe structure this in an even more decentralized way.
Thank you, Stefan.